We couldn't have asked for a better first guest. I've been in their streams, in their Twitch, and I listen to it, and it's the greatest thing to wake up to. It is the greatest music set that you could have on while you're getting ready for work, while you're at work, while you're cleaning the house, whatever you want to do. It's an amazing community full of positivity, and Reina does an amazing job of just serenading and dropping tunes that will get your morning started off the right way. It is so dope. I can't recommend it enough, but I can do this. I can do a shout out because they are playing music, and the music is super good. So what's it called? They are on Twitch 4 days a week with morning shows of music and just chatting, but we will let Reina discuss all of that themselves. Please give a round, warm welcome to Reina. Reina, we will be switching over to you. Everybody, welcome Reina Mystique. And hey, what's going on?
Just living the dream, you?
Living the dream, right?
Yeah.
Another day in paradise.
Super excited that you were speaking Spanish because I'm really trying to get my Spanish together. So.
Oh, is it like a new thing that you're trying to learn, or are you just trying to continue?
Well, I grew up in San Diego, so being around Spanish was kind of just like there.
Natural.
So I knew it, but I've lived in the Midwest for 4 years and I haven't really practiced it. And my mother-in-law is Spanish, so I've been trying to drop, or she's Mexicana, so I've been trying to drop Spanish on her, but it's just not enough.
What you want? Are you on Duolingo? Duolingo is a good place to start.
No,
it's like an
on
app.
any apps. I'll just talk to Cartagena, and now I know I can talk to you. And
Yes. And Sundere-chan. So Sundere-chan 24 is my wife. She is Colombian,
okay.
also speaks Spanish. So it's dope to see that we got some Spanish speakers and people. Mete. Is that how you pronounce it? Mete. Awesome. Yeah, your community came out strong. It was so good to see that. Just people in here hyped to see you. And all I said is you're going to kill it as usual. Like, you already do the work. All you're on here for is I'm just giving you a platform to speak about what you already do. And it would be amazing to start off with asking you, how long have you been doing music? I think I saw a post that you've been doing content creation for over 20 years. How did you get into music originally?
I started doing music as a child. My dad was in bands, and I just always loved singing. So my mom would take me to open mics, and my grandma would take me to jazz jams. And I started doing just talent shows here and there. And I went to a performing arts school, and it was just kind of like, I think when I was 7, I wanted to be a radiologist. And by the time I was 8, I was just like, oh, I'm going to be a musician. And that was kind of like the end of that discussion. So
what a switch. And so I'm always curious about that. People that just like, whenever they say how they started, it's just like, oh, I was just doing open mics and I was doing talent shows or whatnot. Is it like something that your family saw in you? Like, did they encourage you like, hey, you should go to this talent show, you should go to this open mic?
No, it was me. And my mom and my dad are the kind of people that are just like, you can do whatever you want. And there wasn't really a lot of like direction. It was just like, you can do whatever you want. So it was like, great, I'm going to be a singer. And so whenever I would say like, hey, I want to do this talent show, or I want to do this, whatever it is, I would practice for it. And then it would come time for the show. And then I would have like huge stage fright, and I like wouldn't want to do it. And I would throw like a fit and a tantrum, and I'd be like, I can't go. And my mom would be like, no, I literally saw you like rehearsing for this. Like, I'm taking you to the show. So I would like reluctantly do the performance or whatever it was, audition or whatever. And then I would like cry all my anxiety out. And then like a day later, I'd be like, all right, I'm ready to do it again.
I'm ready to do it again.
It's a very psycho cycle.
Real quick, could you just turn your mic up a little bit? I think if we could get a little bit more input, that would be great.
Is that better?
Yeah, way better. Okay, perfect. Cool. Sundere-chan says, support from your family is so important. That is, and would you say you're naturally more introverted, extroverted? Like, what is it like, as you develop your stage presence? Was that like a difficult thing?
It's day by day. It's day by day. I really don't mind being around a lot of people. Like, I can be at a festival, but I definitely need time to like not be doing anything. So like I perform, I teach, I consult with people, and then when it's like a day off, like it's a day off. Like, I'm not showering, like I just want to like exist. And so then I'll kind of recharge, and then I can do it again. But I guess it just kind of depends, like I said, day to day. Like some days I feel like talking to people, and some days I feel like I wish that like nobody could see me and I could just like live under like a pillow or something.
So could you take me back to like the beginning of the pandemic? Were you doing live shows at that time, and then did everything stop, or what was that time period for you like? Because I know the music industry was like a very difficult thing that went through this pandemic, because shows were just shut out, and if you can't perform, it was very difficult. I know a lot of people already had digital presences and platforms where they could continue their work there and people can continue to support them. But what was that like at the beginning for you at the beginning of the pandemic last year?
Yeah, days off for stinky days. So I'm just reading that. I showered today because
I showered today for you, Reina.
Podcast, but that's it. So.
Days off equals stinky days. Yes, that's it.
I haven't had any days off, so I've like had to shower every day. But like
no stinky days.
I enjoy a stinky day. Like
just being home and just being like in your own presence of I don't have to impress anyone.
No, but I'm clean today, so sorry,
that's
guys.
Good.
So before the pandemic, I was a full-time performer. So I was doing cover gigs, like the 3-hour cover gigs. I was working as an actress. So I was like fully booked all the time. I was teaching 1 day a week. So I was basically performing 6 days a week, teaching 1, and then like trying to get days off here and there. And then I woke up one day and it was like, hey, sorry, we had to cancel all of your shows. And so this was what, February? No, this was March, right? I think it was March.
Yeah, it was March. Like middle of March. It was March.
So I was booked all the way till like January of the next year. Like we were fully booked. And so it was just like email after text message, after call, after email. And I was just like I spun out. I definitely went into like a little bit of like a panic mode, like holy shit, like how am I gonna feed my child and my family? And then I found Twitch and I started twitching, and I started teaching. Like it started off as like, instead of 1 day a week, I was like, okay, well I'll open up my schedule and I'll see what happens. And within a month I was teaching 7 days a week, and it was just insane. Like I started twitching a month after the pandemic, and I think I spent a month just being depressed and trying to figure out life and just like holy shit, what comes next? And then I was like, oh yeah, Twitch, I had heard about this like years ago. So I hopped on Twitch, I started doing that, and it was very rough and very rocky. I mean, I'm about to be 38. Like I'm not gonna say that I'm like some like technologically like totally advanced person, but I managed to like build a rig and learn how to do it. And now I kind of have a balance, because it got kind of crazy, because it went from like I have nothing to like, okay, now I'm teaching 7 days a week, but I'm obsessed with this new thing that I have called Twitch. So how do I like balance it all out? And I kind of have a schedule now that I think works really well. And I have said yes to a couple of gigs. Not many.
Back in person?
Yeah, I want to say that I've said yes to maybe like 1% of the gigs that I've been offered.
Is it just like a personal, you're not ready to go back?
I just love Twitch. I really love Twitch. Like I really want to grow Twitch. I really would like to like see if I can make it my thing.
And I can't believe that you only started last year, because you, like I said, you have a great community, a big like it seems like people really do support you. And did they Monday through Thursday morning, there it is. You got to plug that in. You know we're going to plug that in at the end.
I love my community. Oh.
Yeah, Roscoe Green, they love you. They love you. But it's amazing that it's only been a year, like, because it seems like it's so tight-knit, and it seems like it's been longer than a year. Were you doing any work on like other platforms like YouTube? I know you're on Spotify and stuff. Like, what kind of advice would you give to someone? Because I know that Twitch is a very, very useful tool, but sometimes the discoverability isn't that great on Twitch. You kind of have to put out content on other platforms like TikTok and stuff to get them to come to your Twitches. What kind of advice would you give to content creators? Because I think that's amazing what you've done in only a year.
I would say stop making excuses and just do it. Like, your shit's going to suck at first. It is. Like, it has to suck.
As in, like, no one's going to be there.
As in, like, not even no one might be there, but, like, what you envision in your head, that's not what's going to come out. Like, it's just not. and you have to, it's a skill set. You have to get good at it. And so I see a lot of people that are like, oh, I wish I could stream, but, or I wish I could perform, but, or I would do this, but, and there's a lot of buts, and it's just like literally the only way to do it is to do it. When somebody becomes the CEO of a company, I can guarantee you, unless they had like a really big leg up, they started out like in the mailroom or whatever it is. And this profession is no different. You just start and you don't stop. I think a lot of people, they put a like I get and I'm speaking just from like myself and from all of my students and just, just years of being this. A lot of people put timelines on everything. Well, I'm about to be 20 and that's going to be old. And I'm about to be 25 and oh my gosh. And so they put all these things. Well, if I don't get an album out in the next like 6 months, like my life is over. And it's like this is a long-term race, and there are going to be moments when you're going to be really, really inspired to create, and then there's going to be moments when you just have to like blob and consume, or you have to blob and simply just spend a day like staring at the wall or whatever it is, and you have to recharge. But I would say do not put timelines on yourself. Obviously, it's okay to say like, hey, this week I want to sing every day, or this week I want to try to make a video or whatever it is. But to put like really, if I don't get this many followers by this date, then I'm giving up and that kind of a thing. Like that's not what kind of business this is. And I don't know, I can't think of a single business in the history of businesses where like people do what they do in this business, where they're like, well, I'm going to give myself 2 years, and if I'm not popping, it's like that's not how this works. This is a long haul. I wouldn't say like go at a snail's pace, but I would say go at a pace that you're not going to burn out, and set little goals for yourself and be appreciative of the journey, because this is a journey, and if you don't appreciate it as a journey, it's not going to be fun for you, and you're not going to be able to do it for a long period of time.
Yeah, I feel that for sure. And I find myself like I constantly battle with that. It's like I try and tell myself, don't care about the followers, don't care about this, don't care about the subscribers or the numbers or anything. But it's real difficult. Like I always fall back. I'm like, well, let me just check how many followers I got. All right, so I'm at this number, and I'm always constantly like the analytics and stuff is cool to look at, just to like see like, okay, on this day, like, or this week, this many number and stuff. What was I doing here and all that? But I try really hard to just be like, listen, do not focus on that. Just focus on creating good content that people will enjoy and that they will want to watch. Like put yourself in the mind of what would you like to see if you were scrolling down your feed. But the followers and stuff is real difficult, which is why I think there was like a proposal from Instagram where they were going to take away, like you couldn't see the amount of likes and stuff on posts. You could just see the post and that's it. And if you were the creator, you could see it on the back end, but that's it. Like when you're scrolling down, no likes. And I thought that would be a good idea just to get people less focused on like, oh, this must be a good post because it has thousands of likes, or, well, this post only has like 4 likes. Like, is it actually good?
Yeah. You have to care. I try not to care about the numbers, but you have to care because you have to have like quantifiable growth. And in this industry, like obviously like I've been able to make a career of it, and I don't have like huge numbers or anything, but you do have to have something to show for it, because you're not going to get gigs and people aren't going to want to work with you if you don't have a presence. It doesn't have to be gigantic. You can be a micro influencer and still have a career. Like people need to understand that, but you do have to care about the analytics. But I think the difference is that a lot of times we get caught looking at the numbers like, oh, well, I just want 10,000 followers so I can get that blue check mark, or I just need 1,000 subscribers so I can get monetized. And like, that's not what the analytics are there for you. It's for other people to be able to look and be like, because it's a clout chasing kind of a world. Like that's just what it is. But for you, it's you to be able to be like, okay, well, let me dive deeper and see how many of the people that are following me are female. How many of the people are male? How many people are non-binary? How many people fit within this age group? How many people that are following me are interested in these things? Because then you can start to figure out, well, who are you attracting? Because if you just look at the numbers, but you're not putting a personality to these numbers, it literally means nothing for you. Like, so why are you, who cares if you have 70,000? There's so many people on platforms across the board that have bot numbers. The numbers are, it's 50-50, right? You have to have them, but you don't need to have as many as you think. And more importantly, as a creator, you need to understand what are these numbers and who are these numbers, because then you can reach a bigger audience that way of the same type of people.
And I'm just really curious about, like, because I think it's so amazing how fast you've grown on Twitch. Like, were you trying to grow like a YouTube channel before that? Like, what have been the differences in trying to grow?
I think I've had a couple of lucky breaks, you guys. Stupid we speaking.
Want a famous? Click here. Please DM promote on. I always get it every time I post on Instagram. It's like direct message us and you'll be able to promote on blah 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 blah. And it's just like, oh Jesus, the bots are here.
Yes, they can smell it. Like,
it's blood in the water for them.
yes. So obviously we all want to grow, but I think I got lucky on Twitch. I had a couple of lucky breaks, and which is great because as far as the growth side of things is concerned, I haven't necessarily made all the right steps. Like for a long time, my community was like you had to follow in order to chat because for me, it was about building a solid community at first. And then when I opened it up, we saw growth there. But I mean, Davey504 randomly popped into our stream, and that like, it was like I had nothing, and then all of a sudden I had like hundreds of followers. So that really helped. I got a front page opportunity, which really helped. I've done a couple of really cool festivals. So I don't want to say that like stream and boom, you'll get people following you. Like I did get some lucky breaks, but also I've been very consistent. I think there's been a total of like maybe 30 days that I haven't streamed like in the past since last April.
That's the most important thing. Just putting
stream.
in the work.
And the big thing that I'm learning is communication. Let's not forget charity streams.
Charity streams. Do you? I saw you raised like $4,000 recently.
It wasn't just me. It was like the stream of streamers. Yeah,
the stream.
It's actually almost up to 6,000. So that's a really exciting.
That's amazing.
Stream to be a part of. But yes, I didn't do it on my own. Consistency is literally the number one thing, and then communication is like huge. Like I actually started talking to my community and being like, hey guys, I have this coming up, or hey guys, let's do this, instead of just telling them once and then expecting everybody, like I can't even remember my schedule. How are they gonna remember my schedule?
Yeah, that's tough. I always forget. I'm like, damn, I got like merchant stuff that I should shout out, but I never do.
You gotta do it. You gotta do it. And like my community has been really like Reina, how about you like at everyone more than like once every 2 weeks in your Discord? I don't want it to feel spammy. Like Reina, we're in your Discord.
yeah, we want to be here. We want to hear from you.
So that was a really big thing for me. Same thing goes with social media. I work with a lot of people who are just trying to figure out how to like get onto social media, and they're so worried about what Samantha at their office is gonna think, or what their auntie is gonna think if they post more than 2 times a week. And it's like, who cares about your auntie and about Susan at your office? Like that's not who your fans are going to be. Like you need to be posting and being consistent so that other people can find you, because I can guarantee you that as much as your family might support you or not, those are not going to be your like ride or die community. It's going to be random people that you have these connections with all over the world that are going to be the people that are going to start to build this community with you. And so I think people get really caught up in worrying about what their little micro community around them is going to think. And it's like, I really could care less what Brenda down the street thinks about me. Like, that's great if she likes my music, but like, that's not who I have to focus on. And a lot of people care about that. Well, I don't want the people from high school to know that I do music, so I'm going to do a separate account. And it's like, you have to live this life if you want this life.
Huh. That's so interesting. The only time I've like really witnessed something similar to that is like there was a lot of people from my hometown that rapped, and I used to see like memes and stuff where it would be like, if you think that your day is going bad, just remember someone from your hometown is still trying to make it as a rapper. And it was like that was the only time I would really see like a certain genre of music and somebody trying to make it in an industry get stigmatized and like kind of shamed. Like, oh, if you're still trying to make it after 5 years, like you just give up, like you're a loser type feeling.
And it's like most people don't even graduate college in 5 years. So like they don't even have, in 5 years, you don't even have a full skill set yet. So like,
Yeah,
if people
but people
just don't
yet
understand,
somehow expect to blow up. Yeah.
yeah, yeah,
I think it's because like you see like there are certain like Lil Wayne or something, like people that make it real young and you're like, oh, I gotta make it by 21, I gotta make it by that age, and it's just like, oh, that's not that
well,
realistic.
because that's what social media, that's not what social media, that's what the mainstream media will have you believe is like. I mean, we're looking at predators who are preying on young children and their impressionable parents, because their parents want their kids to make it just as much as the kids want to make it. So you have these 50, 60, 70, 40, 50-year-old people who are preying on these impressionable children and their parents, and basically trapping them in really young. And all we see is this glamorous 18-year-old. We don't pay attention to the fact that she's being sexualized and isn't allowed to grow up, but then is forced to grow up too quick. And by the time she's 25, well, her career is over because she can't be controlled anymore. But it's like, that's that's like 0.2% of the music industry.
Just of it. Well, I would
Just the
love
tip.
because so you've been doing this now for a long time, right?
Yeah,
You've
like over
kind of
30
seen
years.
so you've seen the transition to like digital streaming and artists being able to control a little bit more of their revenue and how they market themselves and all that. How has like I've heard a lot of complaints also about Spotify and just like the amount that musicians make from there.
Mhm.
Uh, what have you seen in the change throughout the decades and stuff for artists being able to market themselves?
Like literally, if I would have been born in this generation, it would have been a game changer. You're talking to someone who was raised on MTV, but like MTV didn't come around right away. Like MTV came around when I was like in my teens. So before that, it was like, let me go to Tower Records, let me buy this tape of this person that's completely unapproachable, that is completely airbrushed, that I don't know is airbrushed, that has so much studio magic put on their voice, and I'm 10 and I'm wondering why I'm not perfect. And I'm 14 and I'm wondering, well, I'm never going to be that person, because when I was growing up, the exposure of like reality just wasn't there. I mean, every now and then you would get an Us Weekly and it would be like celebrities without their makeup, but it would be like photoshopped pictures of celebrities looking kind of normal and then them looking like absolutely beautiful with their makeup, and you're just like, wow, I'm never going to be that.
Gonna look like that.
Like
Yeah.
and so like you're constantly fighting against this, like, I know I can be great, but like what they're showing me is great is so unattainable to me that I can never be that. Whereas now there's like the veil has been completely ripped off, and yes, there's a lot of fakery out there, but there's so many people that are fighting against that, me being one of them, because I
Hey.
personally felt like I was a victim to that whole entire culture. That like, I think that artists are realizing, a, that it's okay to be yourself, because that's the only way that you're going to find happiness and success in this industry, is if you are yourself.
Yourself.
You have to be
Yeah.
yourself. And secondly, you don't need anybody. I mean, when I was 10, I was 9. I was 9. I got to record, and just like when you talk about like everything you've ever seen on TV, like kind of studio. Like it was MCA Records, which is a now defunct, but like we're talking like a major label. I got to record in like a studio like that, and you're just like, holy cow. So then for the next 15 years, I think, well, if I'm not recording my music in a studio like that, like,
Yeah.
what's the
It's
point?
not gonna be the quality won't be good enough. But
Record
now
in
you
my
can
brother's
record from your
basement,
room.
you could record from anywhere. And the whole time my brother's like making music in his laundry room, like not giving a F. And I'm like, well, that's not perfect. And now it's just like, you can make studio quality music anywhere for
Anywhere.
literally for free.
Mm-hmm.
Like, as if you know what you're doing. I work with producers because like, I hear something very specific that I want, that I know that is with outside of my skill set. I don't play the bass that well. I could give you an idea, but at the end of the day, like, I could sit here and produce my own music if I want to do, and it would sound just as comparable to anything else that was out there. And that's just, I can create my own marketing, my own PR. I can create my own website. I remember when like websites became like accessible.
Yeah, you
It
no
was,
longer had to like know how to code.
you didn't have to know how to code. It was
Yeah.
amazing. It was
Big change. WordPress and Squarespace and all that.
just huge. So I have literally watched the industry just like metamorphosize, and it's just like, literally, this is the generation. I'm actually very thankful that I never got famous. I'm thankful that I never signed any record contracts because I wanted it too bad, and I really think I would have done anything. And
Yeah, that's how you get locked up in those like full 360 deals that you hear so much about, where it's like they just control everything.
your soul. They control your soul. They control your body. So I'm really thankful because I did want it that bad, and I think that I would have done anything to get it. And I think that God was like, nah. Like there's some people that like, you know, they hit 25 and they've reached their peak in life because they've gone too hard. And I've always just kind of been like this late bloomer and like this slow roller. And I've always had this feeling like when I hit 40, like it's over. Like that's it. Like I'm gonna reach this point in my life where like it all makes sense. So I've kind of been just riding this like just taking it slow, figuring it out for myself, kind of approach to it, and I think it's working. So
Yeah. Awesome. Well, if you feel happy, that's all that matters. If you feel like you're in a good place in life and you're happy, that's amazing.
Yeah.
Real quick, we speak English good. You got some amazing emotes. I saw the Ric Flair Woo one. Now I see the Wu-Tang sunglasses.
Yes.
That's popping. Got to get Britney's back. Yeah, free Britney for sure. Yeah. That whole thing is such a mess. Like, I don't even want to get into that.
And that could have been anybody. And I think celebrities are realizing that too. I think celebrities are like, holy shit, like, dang, I was like one pen stroke away from like that being me.
Yeah, for sure. And then, so before we get into, because I would love to hear you perform, but just one quick question. So the role that spirituality has in your life and your music, I see you are very positive. You know, you send the positive vibrations. I saw you send that earlier to someone, healing vibes, you said. Just the role that spirituality plays in your life and in your music. Were you always spiritual? Is it something that you went from like, you know, maybe religious earlier on in your life to just a more just in general spirituality?
So funny enough, I wasn't really raised with like a specific religion. I mean, when my mom and dad got divorced, she would send us to like youth group on Sundays so that like she could have a minute because she was like single raising 5 kids. My dad actually raised us Ethiopian Zion Coptic because back in the day smoking weed was like not as
devil's lettuce,
right, like the 80s and stuff. It wasn't as like mainstream as it is now.
No way.
So you could smoke weed if it was your religion. And so there was like this bunch of white dudes that like went to Jamaica and they like bought an island and they were like, oh, we're Ethiopian Zion Coptics now and this is like where we live. So a bunch of like Rastas and hippies like all over the US were like, yes, this is our religion. So
they moved to that island?
No, my dad didn't move to that island. It's just like, you know how Christianity starts somewhere and then it spreads.
And then it spreads. Yeah.
So there was this bunch of like hippie Rastas that were like, we claim Ethiopian Zion Coptic, you know, but I was never raised like with an actual religion, and spirituality's always been there. It's always just kind of been like, be a good person, like believe in positivity, and like if the energy doesn't feel good, like it's probably not. So that's pretty much what I've always believed in. I did go to a private Christian college for 4 years, so I do have an understanding of like basic religions from around the world, but labels don't really work for me. So I practice love.
Well, yeah, I love to see it. I love to see it in your community, in your chats and stuff. It's really cool. I saw a post that you had on TikTok where you just did like a minute of meditation, and that stuff is so important. I really do try and meditate. Sometimes I just feel like I get too distracted. Like I gotta work on just concentrating and not being like, okay, oh wait, but what about this? What about this? I should be doing this. What about this? Like I need to just learn how to just like clear out my mind and just focus on the breathing.
When's the last time that you smelled a rose? Close your eyes.
Well, I did. I actually did get. I actually got my wife flowers because she came home yesterday. So we do have flowers in the kitchen right now. I actually don't know if I smelled them. I might have just picked them out. I might have been just like, oh, those are really nice flowers. But I don't know the last time that I like genuinely was like, let me just focus on one sense. That sense being smell right now.
That's so I'm really, 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 I have like a to-do list that's like 50 pages long, and like 10 of those pages are dedicated to meditation content because a lot of times people say like, oh, well, I don't have the time or my mind wanders too much. And it's like, I don't think that meditation is that. necessarily. It doesn't always have to be you sitting cross-legged on the floor with your eyes closed trying to make your brain still. Meditation is drinking water and pausing to feel the water roll down your body. Or smelling a flower and seeing if it triggers any memories for you. Or petting a dog and really just putting your fingers in the dog's fur. Like, meditation doesn't have to be long. It can be 10 seconds here. It could be 4 minutes there. It could be us just taking a moment to be like,
to be in the present moment.
Boom, and we meditated. So just remember that, guys. Like, you don't have to start off, and that is a great metaphor for people going into the music industry or the performing industry. Is meditation doesn't have to be an hour long, and like, your first performance doesn't have to be 30 minutes of thunder. It could literally be you going onto your Instagram live and being like, I'm super freaked out. I'm going to do this exercise for you guys. Okay, great. I did it.
And that's it.
Yeah,
that's good. Just rethinking what we think of certain things that we have like a preconceived notion for. Like, yeah, most people think meditation, candles on, sitting on the floor, time to close your eyes, and but it doesn't have to be that. We speak English good. It's okay for your thoughts to drift. Very, 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 very true.
Yes.
MJVD 1990, how are you? Welcome, welcome, welcome. You are now about to tune into, if I may ask, if you could play your new single that you have, Hold, that's out. Before you do get into it, could you just give a little bit of background on the song?
Yeah, so Hold, it was definitely written during not the lightest period in my life, because it was written last September, October. So the pandemic was definitely going on. And I was still in a very like fight or flight mode, I think, emotionally. And so this song is about literally just understanding that wherever you are, it doesn't have to be perfect. Just hold on. Just hold on. Like, everything is cyclical. Everything cycles around. So even if it's dark now and your dark period is really long, it doesn't matter. Like, it will get light. And not making light, I'm not telling you it's okay or you'll get over it. I'm saying, like, hold on. Like, just wait it out.
The rain will eventually let up.
It has to. It has to. It has to. And so that's what this song is about.
Amazing. Well, I can't wait to hear it. We speak English good. Hot Boy Summer. You really do have some great emotes.
He has all the best emotes.
Oh my God, that's amazing. Can't wait till I can have stream room meditations tomorrow. Sundere Chan with another amazing emote, the Happy Chucho emote. And Ziggy in Korea, let's go. That's how I feel. So without further ado, this is Reina Mystique playing her new single, Hold.
Creative, mixed emotion. Sometimes I'm up, sometimes I'm down, sometimes I'm in between. But when I start to daydream, turns to fiction, because I use words like sticks and stones to lift the weight off my aching bones. And I use dreams for privacy, so you can see how much you mean to me. Oh, 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 oh. Curved lips and a twisted smile, you stole my heart. Oftentimes I fantasized of how you could have loved me more. But when I start to daydream, I feel regret, because I use words like sticks and stones to lift the weight off my aching bones. And I use dreams for privacy, so you can see how much you mean to me. Oh, 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 oh. Hours passing like a minute, and the months add up tears. Consistency is all I know, so with faith I
Woo! Big shout out, big shout out. Amazing. Sundari Chan said, bravo, bravissimo. Now added to her playlist.
Gracias.
What a song. What are some of the inspirations behind, I know the concept of the music, but when you're looking at other artists that you're following and stuff, like, who are some of your inspirations?
I love Miguel. I love John Mayer. Mariah Carey and Vanessa Williams were like my hugest influence. Growing up, I listened to a lot of Bob Marley. I would say those are probably like some of my biggest influences.
What do you like doing more, original songs or cover songs?
Definitely originals. It was such a blessing to be able to transition to doing original music on my stream, because obviously I came onto Twitch as like, holy crap, I lost my job. And so my job was playing cover music. Like I would do originals, but like that was my job, was going to play 3-hour cover gigs. So that's what I did on Twitch. It was like, oh, this makes sense. But being able to transition over to original music, I honestly believe, and it already has started to just kind of catapult me into the next level of my artistry, and I'm so incredibly thankful for it. So
awesome. And was it difficult transitioning from, because when you perform in person, you kind of go off of the crowd, you vibe off of the energy that's there right in front of you. Right now, you might be in a room just by yourself with a camera pointed at you and you're performing, and obviously you see the chat and stuff, but it's a very different energy than when you see people there clapping and someone's like, that's amazing. Like, what is that like? Well, you're now like a year into doing it, but was that ever like a weird thing for you? Like, you know, I'm performing here in my room by myself.
Not really. The first couple streams, I got a little nervous, and they were just test streams, like the first couple, but I was a little nervous because, like, you don't know what's going to happen. Like, you're on this new platform. I didn't know anybody. Let me tell you guys what it's like to be in your late 30s and to try to ask your friends and family to come over to watch you on Twitch.
To Twitch. Yeah, they might not even have a Twitch account.
Like, nah. And I'm like, you don't even have to download the app. Just watch it from, like, just here's the link. No. So the first couple of streams, I was a little nervous, just like, and I was excited because I love to feel nervous because I don't feel nervous anymore. I've been doing this for so long that anytime that I get like nervous, I'm just like, yes, I am right where I need to be. So the first couple of streams were a little like, but I don't see it as any different. Like, I'm still talking to people. The only difference is that I think that people that specifically come to watch my streams, not all streams, because there's some people that like they only listen to Twitch as background music and they don't want the talking and they only want the music. Whereas I think that people that come to my channel, like, we're chatting. Like, that's just, and I have tried to be a music stream only. I can't do it.
People want to hear what you got to say, what's going on in your life.
And I want to talk back. like people put stuff in chat and I'm just like, yep, okay, so let's talk about that. So I enjoy the aspect of this stream kind of turning to almost like just, it's like a hang, it's like a radio show. Like it feels kind of like Howard Stern, but not as like raunchy
and more like tight knit. Like the community aspect to Twitch is my favorite thing about it. Same thing with Discord. I think they kind of go hand in hand. But it's like, yeah, you start learning about people. They come by every time you stream, you learn about their life. They're asking you about yours. People
aren't there. Like it's this weird thing where like, there's a couple of people that haven't been in my stream for like a couple of weeks. And I know they're okay, but every now and then I'll be like, haven't seen you, because like I don't know your friends and family. And I'm not following you on Facebook or anything. So like, who's gonna tell me like if something happened? Hey, I just want to check in.
yeah. Just hey, making sure you haven't been by. Is everything okay?
Not
you haven't stopped.
I need you on stream, but like I just want to know you're okay.
yeah. It really is. Like I feel like hanging out at like back when I was younger, it was like we would hang out at my friend's parents' basement and play video games, and that's what it feels like. Like we're all just hanging out in a basement. Kind of raunchy though, says we speak English good.
Yeah, it's kind of raunchy though. It's not like super raunchy like. But like, yeah, we're mature.
You have fun.
We're mature, guys.
Have fun though, always. And speaking of fun, that Snorlax in the background, I gotta ask.
That was actually totally spawned by stream. I am not a collector of, and I don't want to plug your ears, Snorlax. I don't want to I'm not a collector of I don't know, trivial things like. I'm a minimalist. I'm like, okay, I got the things I need. But I needed that. I needed Snorlax. And my community was like, so they make Snorlax bean bags. And I was like, what? Because I've been wanting to bean bag. We do Discord movies in here, and like me and my son will like put our headphones on and we'll watch, and like so this has become like a room that we hang out in a lot. And like that is literally one of the most comfortable spots in this house.
Oh, it looks amazing.
Yeah.
Every time you're performing and I'm in your stream, I'm always like, that Snorlax is my emotions right now. I feel straight euphoric listening to this.
Like amazing, and like I didn't know I needed him, and now it's just like he will literally be there until forever because he's amazing.
Hey, he's part of the stream. I love it. Ziggy in Korea says, gotta hit mature to watch.
Dude, exactly. People know what they're getting into when they
exactly.
Come over.
As soon as you hit the chat and you see the rules. Hey, thank you for the follow. Thank you for the follow. You're living a lie. Thank you so much. Well, Reina, it's been amazing having you on here. Can you plug in all of your channels, all of your socials? Please let people know where they can hear you, where they can support you.
Please, please, please. If you're on Twitch, then I know you have a Twitch. So go follow me, Reina Mystique. I stream Monday through Thursdays, 8 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. And I'm pretty regular. It's very rare that I miss a day. I have a Discord, so you can join my Discord. I'm Reina Mystique on Instagram. I'm Reina Mystique on Spotify. I'm Reina Mystique on Google. Literally everywhere that I can be, I'm Reina Mystique. I don't really use my Twitter. I'm literally a noob at TikTok, so you can follow me there, but don't expect much right away.
On TikTok, you said?
Yeah, so I have a TikTok. It's a hot mess, but I have one.
Well, still, I mean, content is content, and if people in your community want to know more about you and they want to see the work you're doing, yes. TikTok is the place.
TikTok, Instagram, Discord, all the things. Come and find me. I have gone from being a very like hikey and outdoor person to like now I have a job that's online. So
you should still remain outdoors though. Outdoor vibes are always needed. Nature vibes.
Look, you guys, I'm telling you this right now to make myself be accountable. I spent a year and a half
in a van.
Not in the van. No.
Oh, before the van adventures. I was going to ask about that. I actually forgot about the van adventures.
Ask about van adventures. What's your question?
Oh, no. I saw it. You did it. You did van life for a little bit, and you were writing blogs about it and giving people information. Mm-hmm. And you said it's something that everybody should do.
You should do it.
And you did it with your family, correct?
Me, my husband, my son, and my dog.
Oh, that's amazing. Like, what did you learn? Like, what was that like, living life on the road in a van?
I learned that if you're bored, you need to be in a van. If you have anxiety, you need to be in a van. If you're stressed out, you need to go in a van, because there's something about waking up in a new place every day that completely changes your outlook on life. I learned that you don't need a lot. I learned that America is freaking amazing. It's such a beautiful
so many
place.
biospheres here.
Right. And I learned that overall people are good. Regardless of what you hear, people are good.
I think over the last 4 or 5 years, I think that was something that we all needed to learn is as much hatred as you see online and you see in TV and coming from our elected leaders, people are good. There are people out there that are good.
Come to Twitch. There's assholes on Twitch, but we're all having a beautiful conversation right now. There's so many beautiful people. Yes, always have a bucket nearby. You never know when you're gonna have to pee in the middle of the night.
Always have a bucket nearby. If you have motion sickness, open the window in the van. I love your community. They say some of the funniest things.
I love them.
It's amazing.
I love them too. I tell them that they're my real friends. I didn't even know I had real friends until Twitch.
Aw. Well, Reina, it was a pleasure. I would love to have you back on anytime. Anytime you have new music or you just want to chat. There's still a bunch of questions I didn't even get to ask you.
I do have one thing. I have a new song coming out on the 19th. I have a new song coming out on the 19th.
So 8 days from now.
Yes.
Ooh.
So
have you performed it yet on Twitch?
My community has heard it, and if they're subbed, they got it 3 months ago in the Discord.
So that's one of the benefits of subbing. You get that exclusive previews.
You get lots of exclusives. So yes, I have a new song coming out. It's called Where Are You Now? It is fire, and I'm not just saying that because it's my music. I'm telling you guys, it's a fire song. So make sure you're following me. I'm getting better at promotion, so you will see things about it.
Hey, bravo. And I will happily share that. The what's it called? The 19th of July, dropping that. Where Are You Now? Amazing. Thank you so much, Reina Mystique, for coming on.
Thank you for having me. This was wonderful.
Hey, do you do podcasts often, by the way? That's my last question, I promise.
Yeah, when people ask me, I've done quite a few.
Hell yeah.
I
Good.
like podcasting.
Because if that's like a great way to promote. Just get on another person's platform and have conversations.
Yes.
Oh, amazing. Thank you so much for joining. Everybody, big thank you for coming.
Bye to Hobbies community. Bye to all my Grundies.
Hey, thank you, Reina Mystique.
Bye, guys.